right worship folks here who are going to dispel some myths, tell you what you can expect in the event that you decide to take that step, because we don't recruit, right? This is an open house. The language in Prince Hall Masonry is to be one, ask one. So we are all Masons over here, right? So this open house is to educate you on what we do, how we do it, and how we move, okay? So you still have to knock or do a petition. That opportunity is gonna be here at the end of the session. So then we're gonna do some Q&A, and I have a 2-minute survey that I want you to just give me your feedback, because feedback is so important. Give me your feedback as it relates to how we can make these type of sessions and get together more impactful. So that's our outline. And again, this is Beehive Lodge. This is District 9 in the state of Maryland under the leadership of our most merciful Grand Master, Kevin L. Barney, okay? So who we are. Anybody in here married? Okay. Any of y'all over here married? Any fathers? Any fathers over here? Okay. Any entrepreneurs, business people? Any entrepreneurs? The idea is you guys are exactly like us. The only difference is we are Masons. The same type of life challenges that you go through, we go through. If you married and you having problems or struggling, or you have found that sweet spot in your marriage, well, we got brothers over here who can relate to that. If you are in a business and it's thriving financially, or you on the brink of bankrupt, right? We got brothers over here who can share best practices. The point I'm trying to make is Prince Hall Masonry is a community. In community, we commune. What we do is we break bread together. It's all about iron sharpening iron, having our brothers back. So we come from all walks of life. The truth be told, there are Prince Hall Masons all over the world. All over the world. Prince Hall Masonry is older than the Constitution. Prince Hall is older than the foundation of the Black church. Okay? So this living institution, this legacy that we are about, it's all about us represented in a way that honors the path as well as continue the rich and robust legacy of Prince Hall. So we are men that believe in faith, that believe in hope, and anchor ourselves in charity. The craft, C-R-A-F-T, is what we call Prince Hall Masonry, the craft. So the craft, this community of brothers, we are passionate about humanity. We are passionate about community. We are passionate about our communities, right, within this whole entire jurisdiction and mankind. The idea is we have the desire to literally be the hands and feet of God. That's what I believe Prince Hall is all about. I believe Prince Hall Masonry is literally about being the hands and feet of God. God uses us to do his will. Now, you're gonna hear a lot of stuff online. I would encourage you, stay away from all of that stuff. All this stuff, if you've been Googling stuff about Masonry, I would say the majority of all of that stuff is foolishness, right? Which is why we curated time for you to ask whatever questions you have. And just know there are no stupid questions. You can ask anything you want, because the truth is, you don't know what you don't know. So that's what we are, you know. And what we try to do, what we try to live, the tenets that we live in District 9 under this great state of Maryland are anchored in a whole bunch of C's. We are about camaraderie. We have a saying that we are our brother's keeper. We are our brother's keeper. Any of y'all have brothers? Any of y'all have brothers? Are you cool with all your brothers? You got some brothers you're not too cool with? Y'all fight? Anybody ever have any problems? So I'm the youngest at 8. Yeah, I got 2 brothers. I can't get along with these jokers for nothing. I ain't lying. I can't get along with these jokers for nothing. These still my brothers. think about family, right? The truth is, in this big organization, there are a lot of men, and we all are, the common thread is our love for this time-honored institution. And the level of camaraderie that we have, I have some deep, rich relationships with some of the brothers in here. You get to create that when you become a Prince Hall Mason, right? Now, the point I was making about your brothers in your family, sometimes you get along with them, sometimes you don't. That's called life. But what we learn how to do in Prince Hall Masonry is to communicate effectively, to collaborate effectively, to be builders of men. So when you think of historical masonry, the idea were men building buildings. In the current day Mason is building men, building character, right? Helping us be better husbands, be better fathers, be better civic leaders. However we show up in the context of whatever we do and how we do it, the idea is the level of camaraderie, the level of collaboration, all of this help us shine, right, and represent this time-honored institution. So we stand for camaraderie, collaboration. We're big with community. If anyone in here has a child in their family, a little brother, nephew, a cousin, right? The same way we have Maryland Prince Hall, we have an organization called KOP, Knights of Pythagoras. So on that table behind you, if you want to, if you're interested in getting any information for a young man, and Rudy, what's the age? What's the age for KOP?
Between the ages of 6 and 18.
6 and 18. Just imagine, right? Just imagine when you were a teenager, and no matter where you grew up, with a father or without a father, right? In a single family home or in a dual parent home. Just think if you had the opportunity to be a part of an organization that has 250 years worth of experience leading it, where we're intentional on leadership development for young men, brothers who need mentorship. So we are in the process of launching a KOP in our district. So if you're interested or have a brother that you know, a youth that might be interested in the KOP program, feel free to put your name and number on this sign-in sheet, and I'll make sure that the director of the state gets in touch with you. But just know, we have something coming here down in District 9, and it's gonna be happening soon. And I would love to see you and your little brothers, your cousins, your nephews, et cetera, being a part of it. Because the truth is, they are our next generation of leaders, right? We are the current leaders, they're the next generation. So as iron sharpens iron, we have a responsibility to pour back into the youth. So that's what community and character looks like, right? Character, we have the idea of anchoring ourselves in character. And what I mean by that, more often than not, leadership, oftentimes people get appointed, awarded, or assigned leadership. The true definition of leadership is the evidence of your ability to have impact and influence. So in character is what breeds impact and influence. So when you're intentional with sharpening your character, you shine better. When you shine better, you can show up better. Now you can be a better neighbor. You can be a better husband, a better father, etc., etc. So character. We have the courage to stand up and do what's right. Right now in the current market, there's so many things that's going awry in the market, right? In the global market, here in the United States. It's a whole lot of stuff going on. It's a whole bunch of noise. Prince Hall Masonry is about anchoring ourselves in what's right, anchoring ourselves in our rich legacy, which is anchored in faith, hope, and charity. There is only one requirement that you must have to become a Mason, and that's to believe in the deity, believe in God. Everybody over here, we all believe in God, right? So if you're not a believer of God, after this presentation, I'm gonna give you a hug, right? And I'm gonna see you, right? But that will automatically disqualify you from petition, because that's one of the requirements. We're big on commitment, compassion, and confidence. When I talk about commitment, I'm talking about it's a lot of time required to wear the square and compass, which we call light, right? It's a lot of time. Now, because we have brothers from all walks of life, we have brothers who are married, divorced, single, granddads, grandparents, right? We have brothers from all walks of life that can help you navigate and pour into you on how to balance it all. Because it's a balance in that. If you're not even interested in becoming a Mason, as a man, what we have in common, we all men, right? We all know the challenges that we have with just being men. And I can tell you, there's nothing like having a brother that got your back, right? That can pull you up. Say, hey, you need to pull you up if you're sinking, and or if you out of pocket. If you out of pocket, it's nice to have a brother who genuinely care for you, who can pull you to the side and say, yo, man, it's not a good look, man. We need connection. We need brothers. As men, we need other men that are committed to seeing us succeed. Those are the tenets that you get in Maryland Prince Hall. You get brothers who want to see you shine, right? Who want to have your back, who want to see you excel. So, compassion. Maryland Prince Hall and Prince Hall Masonry is anchored in compassion, which, when you get this little history on Prince Hall, you're going to learn a little bit about that. In confidence. Oftentimes, a lot of people, especially men show up in a lot of areas with a whole lot of confidence. But what I have learned in my 56 years, confidence without competence leads to chaos. In Maryland Prince Hall Masonry, we are intentional with character building and competence. When you build your competence up, which is how to show up better, being intentional about personal development, professional development. I already talked to you about what we do for our youth, right? These are the initiatives that we have that make this organization so profoundly beautiful. So this is what we're anchored in. By show of hands, does anyone know anything about Prince Hall? Okay, well, this brother here, so this brother right here, Coach Rivers, follows me on social media. Now, Coach Rivers is already a Mason. He's in a different jurisdiction. This man right here, this is my man. So real quick, I'm gonna pause. How many of you, where you live, know your neighbor? Like the next door neighbor? That's good. We need to get back to that. So this is the neighbor that I have here in Waldorf. And this man is like my real brother. I love this dude. When he bought his house and he saw my square and compass, he immediately, hey, what's up, square? Gave me some love. I don't know this man from a can of paint, right? And just the love of the craft solidified the love we have for each other. So now I'm connected with him. Right? I'm connected with him. And I want to see this man, and here's a little inside joke. This is the only man I know. Who got 5 car seats in his truck. He literally has 5 kids under the age of 6. Right? So y'all pray for him. Y'all pray for him. So the truth is, right, they are, when you become a Mason, and we're going to talk about this, what it costs, but the idea is the reason that they're here because they're in different jurisdictions, right? Or not longer active. So that can happen, and when that happens, you can come back, right? You can demit to a jurisdiction or just become active again. So this here is a 3-minute video, just giving you a little historical context about who Prince Hall is. The timeline, and what he stands for. So just give me your undivided attention for 3 minutes.
IT guy at? Where Rudy at?
Prince Hall was born in the mid-1730s. The exact year of his birth and his birthplace is not clear. Because of so, not much is known about his early life. He was enslaved by William Hall, a leather worker of Boston. It is said that while enslaved, Hall taught Prince the trade of leather work, which would prove beneficial in supporting himself as a freeman. In the spring of 1770, Hall was manumitted from slavery. Hall soon became very active within Boston's black community. During the Revolutionary War, Hall owned his own leather shop and used his skills to support the Patriot Army. In 1775, Irish soldiers stationed at Boston Harbor invited Hall and 14 other blacks to join the Masons under Lodge number 441. Once the war was over, Hall and the others formed the African Lodge number 459. And in 1777, Hall, along with 7 other African Americans, petitioned the General Court to abolish slavery. Slavery was finally abolished in Massachusetts in 1783. The following year, African Lodge number 459 was given a permanent charter. Initially, the American Order of Masons refused to give Hall a charter, but he insisted and wrote the Grand Lodge of London, England. He was not only given a permanent charter, but he was also designated the lodge's Grand Master. As a Grand Master, he could now issue charters to organize black communities, and that's exactly what he did. Hall used the organization to further progress the conditions of blacks in America. In 1787, Hall petitioned legislators to open up a school for blacks. Having been told no funds were available, Hall opened up a school within his own home to educate free blacks. Hall's success as Grand Master continued to grow. He would later be appointed Provincial Grand Master and given governance over a larger region. With this new power, Hall continued to organize black communities. He wrote several essays and speeches promoting equal rights for blacks. He even helped establish the AME Church in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with Richard Allen and Absalom Jones, who were both Freemasons. Prince Hall was an abolitionist, a social activist, and he founded one of the first African American organizations in the country, the Prince Hall Freemasons.
As you can see, the foundations of Prince Hall is based in God. Right? You hear all of this stuff online. You hear all of this stuff online about masonry being of the devil and all of that nonsense. Which again, you're going to be able to ask questions momentarily. But here's what I want you to understand. It's critical that we know the history of Prince Hall. And the reason why, right now in 2026, there are laws on the books that are trying to remove our history, right? There are laws on the books right now that are trying to whitewash American history. There is no American history without Prince Hall. The only thing I can tell you that I don't really agree with this, but I'm fair, where they talked about him being a slave. We have our own historian, and I have not verified or validated that he was a slave or that he is not. It really depends on what you read. I do believe, and that's one of the things that I admire about the organization. When I say the organization, I'm talking about Maryland Prince Hall. I appreciate our honesty and our transparency with the history of Prince Hall. Now we're going to transition life as a Prince Hall Mason. So we had a line of brothers. This is a picture of our last line. We have a current line of brothers, and I'm going to ask them a couple of questions. But now I'm going to have Damon and DJ. Come on up. I want to ask y'all a couple of questions. Come on, Damon. You got it, brother. Rudy. Put you on the spot. So now, you're gonna get live feedback. The only person I talk to is this one. Okay, DJ. This is the only person I talk to. Gave heads up. I talked to him, what, 20 minutes ago? I talked to him 20 minutes ago. Okay? And Rudy didn't even know he was coming up here. I didn't ask Rudy to come up here. Okay? My point is, this is where you are going to be able to get a real live conversation and input about what it looks like to wear the square and compass. Okay? So my first question, and just relatively quick, and I'm gonna let you go last, so you're gonna go second, okay? So DJ, tell me, what was your why? Why were you interested in Prince Hall Masonry?
Before I tell you my why, that's my class. The last class, last year, Ubuntu 12. Why? I had a lot of friends. I'm a retired DC police. A lot of police officers, family, cousins that were Masons. And they all came to me sometime or another and said, hey, because of who you are, where you move, this should be a good fit for you. I took some time, years before I came in. But once I came in, second best thing that I've done. First thing, join the police department. Second thing, join Masonry. I love it. When you're talking about brotherhood, this is larger than what you can imagine. And they say worldwide. You travel, you see a brother with your square and compass, or you got your light on, someone come up to you, you verify who they are. Trust me, believe me, you now become family, no matter where you are. Just family.
Okay.
Brothers.
Thank you. Rudy,
Good morning, good morning. First of all, I'm Stephen Gray. I'm not talking to Rudy.
I'm sorry. My bad. I apologize.
My why is I am a third
So
generation.
let me pause. What I just did, I'm being facetious and joking around. As men, I want to encourage you. Lean into saying you're sorry. Lean in to apologizing when you're wrong. As black men, we have a hard time saying, I'm sorry. My bad. I made a mistake. So now, I call this man Rudy. Now, and honestly, I don't even know if I knew your name was Steve. I love this brother, and I know he don't mind because I know his heart. But I think right there was a moment, a teaching moment, right? And this is what we do on this side. This is what we do, right? We literally being intentional about getting better. So let me get that to you for free. So Stephen,
Yes, sir.
what was your why?
So my why is I am a third generation Master Mason. So growing up as a kid, I would see my grandfather put on his black and white. He's gone a couple of days out of the week. Then I would see my father on other days leave out of the house in his black and whites. And it was always that mystery of like, I wonder what they are doing. And growing up with a grandfather and a father Mason, the caliber of men that raised me held my childhood to a different standard. So when I became old enough to petition the lodge, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to be like the men that raised me because the standard was already set for me as a child. So that's the reason why I am a Mason to this day.
So now my brother right here, this is my man. He quiet dude. This big dude right here is quiet. You hear me? So now, and truth be told, this is something he's not comfortable with. He is not somebody who just get up and, this is not his thing, right? But I'm letting him know I got his back, because I'm his brother, right? So I'm gonna stand up here with him, right? Because he's my man. This is what we do, okay? So, why were you interested in Prince Hall?
Well, actually, I wasn't
Okay.
for years. my cousin right here, he, for years, kept asking me, you should join, you should join, you should join. I said, I want to, but it took me a long time to get it in my head that I actually had the time to do it, so I did. Great, I love it. My why is, I love camaraderie and I love acts of service. And that's the two biggest things I love about being Principal Hall, is that it gives me energy, it gives me something in my soul when I think of acts of service and the brotherhood and camaraderie, man. It just do something to me, so those two are my biggest whys.
That's some good stuff. Okay, second question. And you may have answered this in your first question, so the second question is your journey from curiosity to brotherhood. So what has that looked like? What has that looked like for you? From when you were curious to now being a brother, right? You were curious, you knocked, you petitioned. How has that journey been?
I guess you're looking at me to go.
Yes, sir.
Funny you asked the question. During our time going through class, Brother King would always say, do you see a difference in yourself? Nah, kind of, sort of, not really. But today, I would say at 61, I've matured spiritually, physically, and mentally. This walk that I've taken, or that I'm taking now, that I'm going through with the brothers, learning, it's next to none. It's just next to none. And I guess in my moving, I guess my brother, the way to put it on the spot, throw a curveball, my brother knows. And now he's sitting in the back of the room, that's in the next, that's in the new classes. Because he wanted to be part of what I'm going through.
That was good stuff. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Rudy.
Yes, for me, when I first put my petition in, I was 21. When I completed the process, I was 22. So at that time, I really didn't know what was going on in my personal life. I wasn't finished with college yet. I was helping a lot with the family. I was just at a place in my life where it was a lot of mystery for me in my own personal life. But from that day to now, it's a total difference. And I don't personally think I would be where I am now without taking this journey. This journey, talking with the brothers that I have met along with this journey, kept me focused on what I wanted to do in life, where I wanted to be. So that is my curiosity, so why I had took this journey.
All right, Brother King, so you mind. All right, so from being curious, you said you weren't interested at some point, and then something happened, right? Something happened, and you said, you know what, I'm ready. From when that happened to now, how has that experience been?
Well, yeah, definitely I was curious. I was always told I was a stand-up dude. You know?
Indeed, you are, my brother.
So the more I started, Brother King started talking to me, and he just kept being in my head, and I was like, you know what? I'm a man of integrity, so I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And just being in this organization, it definitely made me, I was already on myself hard, but now being in this organization, knowing that they backing me, I just feel like now I gotta carry myself even to a higher standard and pay attention to everything I do, because I don't wanna make the organization look bad, along with myself. So that was my.
Okay, all right. So your life now, what being a Prince Hall Mason really feels like, right? So we know what it looked like, but how does it make you feel? DJ. Your life now. So what being a Prince Hall Mason really feels like now. Now that you've gone through all 3 degrees, you are a Master Mason, right? You're actively involved. You are at a lot of the charity events. You're involved with the community. What does that feel like?
Now, it feels like I have an obligation to my community, to my people, to give back. I can say, we just had a conversation about being successful. Successful is not about money, it's about what you have achieved in your life. At this point, I've reached my goals. Now it's time to give back. And Prince Hall is showing me, yes, not only can you give back, but you have brothers that will walk with you as you're giving back.
That was good stuff. Thank you, sir. Rudy.
For me, it's to piggyback on the standard that I was seen as a young child. Watching my grandfather and father, carry themselves as active men in the communities. Now that I am a Mason now, I take that as my duty to upwalk right in our communities, to be that leader that our next generation needs, to assist my brothers whenever they need, just to be that pillar for my brothers to lead.
Okay, final question. Your advice. What advice would you have for any brother that is interested in this time-honored institution that we all so love? What advice would you have for them?
Do it. If you're interested, do your homework. Do your homework. And I guarantee you will not regret it.
Mom,
Like,
what advice you got for them?
to get back off him, just do it. Keep your ears and your eyes open.
Will it be easy?
Open to learn.
Will it be easy?
No.
Is it time involved?
Yes.
Is it a commitment involved?
Yes.
Do you have to have some character?
Oh, yes.
Do you need to have some commitment?
Oh, yes.
Gotta have some courage? Those are the same C's we talked about in the second slide. Right? If you decide to petition, which we have that opportunity today, right? Just know this will be one of the decisions that you make that can impact your life for the better, for the good. And you will have thousands of men, hundreds of thousands of men worldwide, that will give you love, respect, and honor because they see you wearing that cross, the square and compass. Who's next? Rudy.
For me, it'd definitely be the commitment. Not only are you going to be committed to your community, committed to your brothers, you got to commit to yourself. You're taking yourself from where you are now to becoming a better man. So you have to be able to commit to that journey, not just for us, but for yourself as well.
All right. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. You did good. Thank you, my brother. Y'all get over here So you got an opportunity to hear right from the last line of brothers who came to speak. Well, other than Rudy. Rudy did not. Rudy wasn't on that line. So now what I'm going to do, I want to share with you the process to become a Mason, right? So here is 12 minutes.
October 307 Investigation Committee
Have any questions?
is here to
Write it down.
investigate a potential member of our Masonic Lodge. We're going to see how this goes this evening. We're going to visit with him, talk with him, ask him some questions, and see if he's worthy material for our Prince Hall and most honorable ancient institution.
That's all I'm looking for. Like I said, as my journey as a mechanic, I came up with a lot of older fellas and things like that in the military. So it's like a group of guys remind me of that. And ever since those guys have gone and passed away, it's like I had that void missed out of my life. It was like I was something missing. It was like when I stumbled upon Shane up in the area.
working like a beautiful life when your brothers come and show out?
It's completely different on the other side. When you first come in, they tell you the work begins after you get in. It begins then. Coming through is just a preview.
Good afternoon, my name is Tony Moore. My journey to this point has been very interesting. I feel like it's been a long time. I've been wanting to do this for about 20 years now, finally getting the opportunity. What I'm looking forward to is getting together, gathering with a lot of good guys, a lot of good brothers, learning a lot of different things, and just seeing where the journey can take me.
Well, I got a lot out of it. It wasn't what I was expecting, more than what I expected. Like my man said, I'm tired, but I was just impressed at the rules I was seeing.
What I got on the most was, from the beginning, you got to put your trust and faith in someone else. You can't just go off what you know. So from the beginning, it starts with putting your faith in someone else and allowing someone else to guide you in the right direction. So that was a good learning experience. Eager to gain more knowledge. Just hearing everybody speaking. So there's a lot to learn. The more you know, the more you have to know.
I was talking about excited, definitely excited to see all the brothers come through. You know, from the ones who started and now for years, and I just love seeing everybody, pass through the fellowship out there. That's definitely an experience.
So when you're taking those 3 steps, then you make a further advance, 5 steps. Then you make those 7 steps to the outer door of King Solomon's temple. Then you need to give a certain word to gain it. But you matriculate to the inner door.
Still more to learn, still a lot to unpack. I'm just ready to continue the journey and do more.
Be honest, I'm pretty sure like everybody else, they didn't know what to expect. Was nervous. And when I went through first degree, it was just all everything that put together, as well as second degree, getting to know the brothers. Good times, hard times. Building out. Yeah, it's been a journey. Looking forward to going to this 3rd degree. If I'm fortunate. And
It's gonna rewind a little bit.
It's been a journey. Looking forward to going to this 3rd degree. If I'm so fortunate. And that's about it. It's been a good journey, a dope journey. I look forward to finishing this journey.
I love the guys in this room. I say, even though we might have our own individual lives, but we came together. So we've learned that you can't do this by yourself. You need help. That's just a life lesson. You can't do nothing in life by yourself. Everybody needs help. No matter who you are, no matter where your life, but you need help. And everybody needs somebody to get the job done. So that's been a big life lesson. And I appreciate it.
Learning, shoot, it was a little adventure, great adventure. Like I said, learning the brothers, just learning the work, putting in the work, just man, I can't explain the journey, man. It's been one ride, man. I can tell you one ride. It's like going this ride. Just keep fighting on, just buckle up, 'cause it's a fun journey.
Was extremely enthused at the very beginning, and I think I'm probably more so excited as we are coming closer to getting our 3rd degree. Hanging out with the guys and getting to know more people on a daily basis has been a tad bit interesting, shout out to the police. But for the most part, we've been having a great time out
are definitely brothers and one of a kind, and men, a group of men who I have found myself to trust over this past year. Can't say that about many, but I'm grateful for my brothers. I'm grateful for Kerry Wheaton. I'm grateful for a lot of brothers in this lodge. I'm just excited. I'm excited that I chose this lodge, and I know that in the end, I know that I'm safe here. I know I'm safe, and I know I'm in good hands when it comes to Kerry Wheaton Lodge number 307.
For me, coming to Kerry Wheaton, it started about a year ago when I contacted Corey. From that point, we all got together, met Milan Brothers, and for over the past year, I would have to say, in March, we developed a rapport, a relationship with each other. And that's where it really began on the first degree for me in my heart. It was just getting to know everybody. And when the time came for us to get our first degree, it was a great experience, a great feeling to know that it was with people that I had relationships with and that I could smile and hang out with after. And then, working our way to the second degree, it was kind of hard because, you're learning new information, but it's easier with your line brothers. And that's what you learn throughout, the process from the first to the second. That's what I learned. And this whole year has just been great. New opportunities, new ways of thinking, and just in general, being shown the light has been an influential part of my life.
Get up there, and you start going stuff that you never even thought of. So you gotta own that. So when we telling you, the fortunate part about it is that you made it through. But if you're honest, I'm gonna always keep it 100 with you. And the crazy part about it is you were over prepared for this degree, and you guys knew about it to fall. You guys have me at the lodge, 8 o'clock on Saturday. When you guys come in, bros, focus. There's no time to play. It's a serious matter. Man, it's been a journey, as I said before. I feel good. I feel great. A lot better than what I felt this morning in the news last night. Yeah, man, I feel good. I feel great. I feel that going through this with my brother. I'm so thankful for everything. I'm so thankful for this.
I'm glad for the journey that we went through. It's been a struggle from the beginning, trying to get everybody with different work schedules and sacrifice and stuff, but in the end, we came together, so that was the main thing. And we learned to depend on each other. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the struggles, the journey, and now we made it.
Worst master, Warriors and brothers, I appreciate y'all for not throwing us in the trash. We came a long way, but it most definitely helped us grow. Lamont, James, Brother Cole, Tiny Man, y'all have no idea what y'all did for us to help us get through. We would not be here without y'all. I really do appreciate y'all in so many different ways, man. I really appreciate being a part of it.
But like I said, I appreciate you guys for welcoming me in here, and like I said, I'm proud to be a part of the legacy, and I'm gonna keep carrying the torch on.
Y'all all reached out and helped me to become the man that I am now. I'm very young, 25, but as a young Mason, Master Mason, I want to be able to carry the torch just like you all do. Y'all are my role models, and I want to be a role model for the people that are below me, that I'll be able to help up. And Tiny, Lamont, I appreciate both of y'all with all the hands-on things y'all did with us in our line, and when it came to teaching. I really do appreciate everything y'all did for us. Not only that, I want to tell James, I appreciate you for all your drilling, being a better man. I really appreciate that. And like I told my son, who passed away before I was a Mason, I will be one day, and that day is today. And I appreciate everybody, all of you, for accepting us and myself.
All right.
the lights for me? So I apologize for the technical difficulties. I tested it when I got here, and it was louder than that. So this is on YouTube. If anybody's interested in reviewing this again, just get with me after the session today, and I'll email it to you or I'll text it to you, where you can listen to it really, really good. The idea is, I want to see who's paying attention. How many degrees are there? Three, right. So now, the first brothers who came up were Master Masons. They already went through all three. The other brothers that I'm getting ready to have two brothers come up now who are on our current line. Does anybody know what the second degree is? Anybody remember what the second degree is? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Y'all gotta tell me, what's the second degree?
Fellowcraft.
Yeah. So right now, I want to have life as a fellowcraft. So right now, Paul and Sydney, these two brothers are in the second degree. And the plan is for them to get their third degree or the final degree on August 8th, right? That's the plan. They've already done their apprentice. They are now at the fellow crafts. And then the third degree is Master Mason. So, and I got an invite for y'all. We having a Master Mason ball on August 8th. I got the information in the slide. If you want to see how we really move outside of lives in the community, feel free to get you a ticket. Now, it's not free, and the money that we raise help keep our lights on as well as help us give back. So I would love for y'all to be our guest at our Master Mason Ball. And on that day, they will do their third degree and show proficiency that morning. And then that night, we're having a big Master Mason Ball right in Waldorf at the JC. So if y'all in Southern Maryland, I would love to bring your girlfriend, your significant other, your boo, right? And just hang out with us and see how we really shine.
So I'm bring both from it, same thing. Really some lag going on.
Ron, so I'm sorry, thank you, brother, thank you. So Ron, so remember DJ said, remember DJ said that's his brother? So DJ is already a Master Mason. Ron is also on this line, our current line. So we have a line right now. How many of y'all is it? 8. So we got 8 brothers right now on our current line. And Ron is DJ's brother. So as you can see, it is a family thing, right? So my question for you that I want to ask, I'm going to ask y'all two questions. And the first one is, I want to make sure I ask y'all the right question. Okay. So as a fellow craft, how has your Masonic journey changed the way you show up? Be it in work, in your professional career, at home, just what you have been exposed to thus far. How has that helped you in terms of who you are now?
As a fellow craft, it's more inward facing, searching my soul, understanding myself, right? I was a senior executive for the federal government, SES. Did that, read many leadership books and everything else. But one thing that really comes to mind is that saying, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, or teach a man how to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. And so I searched for this for 33 years through my executive lifestyle. And after retirement, I've, Lord and behold, met all of this support that I could have had for the past 30 years. So anyway, that's what it's done for me and my community. But there's also the fact that when I say teach them how to fish, I've done a lot of handing fish out, but this has taught me now to focus on actually teaching people what I've been able to achieve.
That's so good, brother. That's so good. Paul.
Okay, so, first of all you brothers that plan on coming to the ball, I need to sell some tickets. I'm just letting y'all know I need some assistance. I only have one, I need like 20 more. So, see me after this. But, so, what was the question again? Okay, so as a fellow craft, first of all, hey, I'm still learning. I'm not comfortable with coming up and speaking, to folks. I'm more so behind the scenes, kind of quiet, but this is helping me because there's a lot of positive brothers. They're pushing me to be the best that I can be. At work, I have this one guy who I just admire. I've been admiring him from the very start, from the first day. And we talk all the time. And come to find out, this brother, he's a Mason. And so now I have a lot of questions because I was just totally blind. And he have fed me so much information and assured me that this is one of the best decisions that you can possibly make. And just seeing him, sometimes, you see that person, I want to be just like him, as a Christian, you see folks, who have that relationship, who light shine all the time. I want to be like that person. That's how I feel about this particular guy. He's just a sharp brother in every way, always, stand up. And so now as a fellow craft, what I'm learning is that I can be a better version of myself. I can be a better me. And everything I'm learning, not only can I be a better me, but everybody else is watching to see who I am. And hopefully I can be just like this brother, each one teach one, each one pull, certain people in. And hopefully I can be that person to draw a lot of people in and give them what I'm being given now. So
Good stuff. Thank you. Okay. Next question. What have you discovered about brotherhood that you think our young men and families in the community most need right now?
I guess a comedian like Brother King. No, I'm just playing, right? They call me Steve Harvey, so let's go ahead and get it out there. Y'all looking at me like, man, he got that Steve Harvey cut, so let's go ahead and throw it out. But no, I'm sorry, what was that question again?
What have you discovered about brotherhood that you think our young men and families in the community most need right now?
So, 30 years, right? Not being a Mason, right? But wanting to be a Mason. I missed the boat. And if you're young and considering this, do it while you're young. I mean, we have a brother here that I felt, well, many brothers, right? When you get a certain age, can't anybody teach you anything anymore, right? But we got a young brother that's about 38 years old that has taught me a whole lot, more than I've actually read in books. And that's our young brother over here, Brother Gray. So, and I take my hand off to him because of the fact that, here's a young brother representing the future, and he's teaching a 59-year-old former executive how to be a better man. Unbelievable. So in terms of young brothers, if it's like Brother Gray and some of you young brothers, the future is bright.
Good stuff. Thank you, Paul.
Just to kind of, piggyback off him. Again, there's been a few, brothers here that, well, everyone, but I work with two on a regular basis. And I have a lot of, I really admire those guys. They're teaching me. And, just like he said, Brother Gray, he's a young man. I'm a lot older than he is, but he has taught me a lot. And just like what I'm getting, I want to be able to give back. I
I want to be able to, help people give to the community. I think that right now, with everything that we're going through, that is extremely important. We need to reach out. We need to reach out. And one last thing, that I would like to say is that I'm really enjoying the brotherhood. I was at home alone a lot of times, not doing anything. Only have a few friends. The brotherhood is very positive. It gives me a lot to do. It gives me people who I can say that these guys, they are my family. They're really close to me. I've been knowing this guy for a long time. John, I've been knowing John for too long. But this is family. It's family. And now I have a whole new family of guys. And I can really say that in all my heart, I can depend on these guys. If I'm stuck on the side of the road, I can make a phone call. They're AAA, if I need food, they're the grocery store. These are my family. They are my brothers, and I appreciate it.
Can I add just one more thing?
Yes, sir.
So Paul and I showed up here in February, same open house. I was sitting there, Paul was sitting back there. No communication with one another in terms of us showing up to this event. No communication whatsoever. I turn around and I see Paul see me, and we get up after, this presentation, we get up and say, what you doing here? And what you doing here? And I think we were both actually, without communicating with one another, that we were searching for more brotherhood and more friends, right? And as men, we start to, what you said, we start to shy away from that realization that you need more friends and you want friends, right? And we just never had that conversation. So that made us even closer. So the point I make there is, if you have a friend, invite a friend. Let him go with you on this journey. It'll be a beautiful thing to see both you guys get to that level. That's
Okay, so my final question, well, I got one more question for y'all. This is just ad hoc. If someone here is curious about masonry, but they're unsure, what would you tell them about what you have learned thus far? Just finishing the entered apprentice and now being fellow craft. So if someone is interested, based on what you learned thus far, what would you share?
Do it. Simply put, do it. I wish I'd have done it 30 years ago. I wish I'd have done it when I was Gray's age, right?
That's Rudy. So that's Rudy.
Rudy.
We keep recognizing is Rudy.
I would say if you're here sitting in this room thinking about it, don't think any further. Do it now, because it will support you in your career. It'll support you in getting advice and also, fellowship with other brothers. It's going to help you in more ways than you could believe, right? So do it. Especially, I hate to say this, but we're older, we're the old guys, right? But young brothers, do it. It will change your life.
I don't know who you call it old.
No. How about it?
I'm young, but as he said, and everything he said is the same words that I have, for you. Just do it. It's very positive. I have a whole new family. I'm excited about it, and I have a long way to go. I'm like here. I'm trying to get here. So, hey, just do it. I guarantee you will not regret it at all.
And just piggybacking, yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's an amazing time because those brothers there, you got brothers that talk a lot, but you got some brothers over here that walk the walk and talk the talk, and they some real dudes. So, yeah, do it.
My man,
Do
thank
it.
you, brother. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Now, you got some history on who Prince Hall is, right? Older than the Constitution, older than the foundation of the Black Church, 250 years plus strong in history. We have an understanding of what Prince Hall represents. We have an understanding of what a Master Mason thinks about their journey. We talked to a couple fellow crafts. I told you how we move here at Beehive and in District 9. So now, I'm gonna ask Right Worshipful Countryman and Right Worshipful Rogers to come up and share with you some expectations, culture, and misconceptions, right? So they're gonna break down everything around expectations in terms of time, or I'm gonna let them share from their perspective. Now, how long have you been traveling?
About 12, I think, somewhere around.
12 years?
Something like that, yeah.
How about you?
Over 20-something, but I'm still young, so I'm on the
So we'll say it's at least 32 years worth of experience right here, just these two. If I was to count up all of everybody's time, just in this room, we have over 150 years of experience as Prince Hall Masons. So here, I want y'all to share with our visitors expectations, culture, and misconceptions. So what are the expectations regarding our organization? Right Worshipful Rogers.
So I'm Right Worshipful Miles Rogers from SD Kennel 153, the other lodge in Charles County. So I invite y'all to come on over if y'all want to join that lodge. I always let you know, right? We all recruiting, we all looking. Any military members, former military here? Wow.
What branch?
Marine Corps, Air Force, aim high. Army. So just like we joke in the military that the Air Force is the best service there is in the DOD, you know, Department of War, we joke among one another, Master Mason, different lodges. Beehive think they're the best. Cartwright say they're the beast of the South. And then SD Kennel think we're the baby, but we're better too, right? But when we come together, we all try to share and come together as one. So I say that to say, just like the military branch, we're no different. We all might interact, exchange one another. I mess with Brother Gray too, that who's the best and all that, but we all come out and support, and that's what I'm here to do. Support them to recruit y'all that I know are gonna join and be a member of Prince Hall Mason. I was talking to a young brother today from the Army, but he was at Andrews Air Force Base, so I told him he should have joined the Air Force. But he said, I'm here because I inquired about Cartwright. Luckily, it's seen a water from Cartwright here because I told you, Beehive would have took you. I know Beehive, joking again. But I appreciate to see that there's a brother that was interested enough in masonry that he Googled, which we'll talk about later, but he Googled about masonry. So what's the misconception? You might say, they all think we don't believe in God. Well, look at what I got around my neck, a cross, right? If they didn't believe in God, I wouldn't be a member of Prince Hall Masonry. I'm a founding, real strong believer that everything I do, I try to pray before I come before you. I pray before I come out in the morning, right? So to see black men that believe in a holy being is a strong thing, right? The gentleman before said he wished he did it earlier. Well, the reason I joined Prince Hall Masonry was I was a young man in the military, and all the older guys were all Masons. And I was this young brother, kind of lost. You know, still grabbing my crutch light, my pants down, thinking I'm hip from New York, Brooklyn. And the older brothers in the service, E70, 89, and a couple of officers pulled me aside. And I said, what is the common thing? The common thing were, they were Masons. Anybody Omegas, anybody Kappas, anybody fraternity, Greek fraternity here? Okay, good, because I know I got a Kappa over there, so I'm gonna talk about it anyway. Guess what? Only fraternity, I've been in Japan, I've been in Germany. Guess the universal fraternity. Huh?
Better know it, the brothers.
The brothers, Masons. So don't be a misconception that you could be an Omega, you could be a Kappa, but you can't be both, right? You can't be an Omega trying to join a Kappa. But guess what fraternity you could join? Prince Hall Masons. Another good misconception I'd like to get out. One serious one, and then I'll turn it over to my other right words, is time. It is time consuming. So today, this is my second event. We had a good altar talk service earlier that I went to, and it brought brothers together. We talked about how to deal with the police, right? How African Americans deal with the police, and a respected police officer was there. Brothers, where else would you find that, right? But brothers talking amongst brothers. But it takes time. Got another event I got to try to go to today, so it's 3 events in one day. I better buy my wife a good gift because she's going to expect it, right? So if you got time, though, I encourage you. It's the best thing I did in my life. I was a young brother in the service like this young man back here that the Secretary of War said he won't be able to wear that thing that he got on his face soon, but we were joking about that. So he found that we had something in common, right? We had that spirit together. So definitely bad misconception, but we're here for y'all. My good right worst countryman gonna piggyback and probably add some new stuff.
Good morning, brothers.
Morning.
Yeah, my name is John R. Countryman Jr. I work for here at Beehive. So, what can you expect? You can expect to get out of speeding tickets. You can expect when you stand in front of that judge and you see that square compass, you're gonna dismiss you. You can expect to get a raise at your job. You can expect to get a better job. Nah, that's not what Masonry is about. But a lot of people come in believing that that's what's gonna happen. That if they stand in front of a judge and they got the square compass on, they're gonna dismiss it. Now, he might, but that's not what Masonry is about. Masonry is about making yourself a better person. So that if you do have to go stand before that judge, you know how to represent yourself. You might have a lawyer with you, but you standing there upright man and Mason, and you're giving him the truth, or her the truth, and that right there can get you off of whatever it is. Now, I've driven down the street before and know I'm doing way over speed limit. And I said, please pull up behind me. And I guess because he saw the light, he went on around. But that, I don't encourage you to do that. Again, that's a misconception. And we can get out of a lot of stuff because there's a lot of bases. I don't care where you go, you're gonna run into a lot of bases. My brother over there, Paul, I know I've ridden with him before, he's ridden with me, and I'm putting the pedal to the metal. He's like, go ahead on, big boy. Because he knows that they're gonna pull me over eventually. Paul, we've been knowing each other for 23 years, if you go back. I moved here in 2003. So, but what can you expect out of masonry? You can expect out of masonry what you put in masonry.
All right.
That's the bottom line. What you put in is what you're gonna get out.
Say that again?
What you put in is what you're gonna get out. Commitment. Again, you have to commit to studying. You know, you just don't become a mason overnight. You gotta study those 3 degrees so that you can get it. Well, you gotta study the first one, you get to the second one, get the third one. And then once you get to the third one, you still keep studying. I learned stuff. Matter of fact, watching this stuff, I've seen this video stuff before, but I learned again today, just by reviewing it. So, my brother right here, he didn't put it all out there. I should have went first, because now I ain't got nothing to say.
I believe it. Good, thank you, sir.
But yeah, like the other brother said, just do it. Just do it. If it's in your heart. I was stationed in Korea back in '91, and I started to join the Masons then. And something didn't allow me to do it. Again, I had misconceptions of agnosticism and all that stuff that, you know, this is not a spiritual organization, that is Satanism and all that stuff, and I backed away. But I have Masons all through my family who were telling me that's not the case, but I still backed away. And then one day, someone invited me, and I felt, this is where I need to be. And so I'm glad that I came. Good brothers, all good brothers over here. Everywhere you go, there's always gonna be one bad apple, but don't let that spoil the whole bunch. If you wanna become a Mason, do it. Thank you.
Thank you. about time, right? It is a lot of time studying and some of the meetings, but there's also space in this beautiful organization, especially with life. All of us are dealing with the same, whatever challenges you're dealing with right now, good, bad, or indifferent, I promise you, we dealing with the same thing. And if there's nobody in this room, it's somebody in the organization, right? So I'm saying that to say, when life gives you a curveball, there's space for you not to be present, right? But the beautiful thing about this organization, you're gonna have brothers checking on you. If you're going through something, the idea that you got all of these men that got your back, right? That's one of the beautiful tenets of this organization. So I don't want you to think like it's overwhelming. It depends on where you are in life. If you just got married and got a newborn, I would tell you, hey man, let me holler at you. maybe this is not the best time for you right now because of what you're dealing with in life, right? So the idea is those type of conversations you can ask us, right? During the Q&A or after the end of this. So there's an acronym that I love of what Mason stand for, MASON, and I love Men Assembled Serving on Noble Standards. That's a mirror reflection of what Masons are. Men assembled serving on noble standards. I love that acronym because I think it does justice with describing how we move, how we show up, the light that we give. So with that, we're going to transition now. We went over a lot of information, right? Now, Right Worshipful King Dale. I'm sorry, most first one, Graham. I'm sorry. King, Countryman, and Rogers. Y'all come on up. Now, we're going to do some Q&A. Whatever questions you have.
Let him go and record.
Okay. District Deb. Come on up.
I got it.
Y'all come on up. Y'all just, so now, whatever question, just know, there is no simple question. Whatever question you have, and if you think it's too personal of a question, and you want to ask, we're concluding now, we got a survey, and then that's it. If it's more personal, you don't want to ask it for everyone, feel free to ask when we finish. So, what questions do you have about anything that we've gone over thus far?
Got one question. Going away today with the information that I just got, going home, processing, thinking about it. So if I decide to do it, who do I contact? I was told by Devon King from joining.
He told you right.
He told me that I'm a stand-up person, so he thought that I to come in and take advantage of the open house. So who do I contact? Do I contact him or contact?
Yes. So I'm just curious. Where do you live?
Woodall.
So this would be a good home for you. And if your point of entry was the Devon King, this is where he resides. But yes. So if you're interested, in a couple of minutes, you can just talk to somebody over here in this corner, and we'll get you information about what that process could possibly look like. Thank you.
And by the way, there's several of us that live in Waldorf, to include one of our fellow city folks over there. I don't know who else lives in Waldorf, but there's several of us that live in Waldorf. Right here.
Any questions? Y'all gotta have some questions. Brothers be online Googling stuff about masonry all the time. Sir.
How you brothers doing today?
All right,
Pretty good. I'm Samuel Timmons. I'm son of Buford, lodge number 36 out in Buford, South Carolina. That's where I was raised at, from a fishing flat to a living perpendicular in 1995. So it's been a long journey, 31 years as a matter of fact, traveling. And when I say traveling, that's what I really mean, because the journey never ends. You will continue to travel. You will continue to seek that light, no matter, even if you reach the top pinnacle of being a Mason, you will always be able, just like the man here said, you know, learning from somebody else. And that's why I'm always, you know, I'm blessed to have this as a neighbor right here. This is my man right here, and I love him with everything else, everything in my heart. The question that I have, I'm not gonna go on about who I am and where I came from. I joined the military. I've been in every situation you could probably ever think about being in. That's why there's a plethora of knowledge when it comes to being a Mason and being around brothers. It's beyond anything you can ever imagine. I've been incarcerated, looking at 16 years in prison in New York, in Brooklyn. I've been in the military and actually retired from the Marine Corps after 22 years. God has always had his hand on me, you know. So if you have no idea of who God is, this is where your foundation will begin. If you're saying it in your mind, guess what? You know what? I'm teetering on believing in God and not believing in God. There are people who are Masons right now who will testify to you immediately that there is a God, there is a supreme being. Now, the point that I'm trying to make with all of this is that if you're thinking about being a Mason, it has been the best journey of my entire life. It has been. And when I say that, I've been around the world, I've circled the globe, and I've met individuals who were not African American. I met individuals in Iraq who were from that country and noticed, all right, yeah, I noticed some signs, some symbol of that you're wearing that shows me that you're a Mason. And we've held Masonic intercourse for hours and hours and hours. It has just been amazing how you can meet and greet people on a level that you can't even imagine as a Mason. But the question that I'm presenting here now is, for the panel is, you know, being Prince Hall affiliated as a 3-letter Mason, from your experience as a PHA 3-letter Mason to a 4-letter Mason, what you're experiencing out there and what they may experience.
I would say, my name is Brother Lee. I'm the District Deputy of the 9th Masonic District. I would say that what they may encounter at this stage is acceptance. It has not always been the case, and it's not going to always be the case. But for the vast majority, I would say that you will find that there is acceptance at this stage. The brother just spoke and said that he was raised at View First Lodge number 36. My great-great-grandfather founded Edisto Lodge number 39 in Orangeburg, South Carolina in 1897. So while we were here today, I was actually just talking to Chat about it. That's why I was on my phone, because I use Chat a lot. And the history is great. My father was a Master Mason at Roscoe C. Cartwright, where I reside. I'm a member of Roscoe C. Cartwright, Lodge number 129, right up the street. My father was a member of Roscoe C. Cartwright, Lodge number 129. But when you go into the history of Masonry, as he was speaking about 3-letter, 4-letter, I see even a shift in Prince Hall Masonry. And I relate back to my family, because we do accept people from all walks of life. Right. A person with a 3rd grade education or a PhD. Not really sure if it was always that way. My great-great-grandfather, who I said chartered Edisto Lodge number 39, he owned 2 barber shops in the 1800s side by side, one for whites and one for colors. He was very, very prominent. He married into also a very prominent family, the Dibble family. When I was Googling, the 6,900 records of my family in the Library of Congress. Another one of my great uncles on my mother's side was a Prince Hall Mason in Virginia. He owned every house on this street. He built and owned every house on this street. Another very prominent man. So I'm not sure even if we all evolved. Long time ago, a lot of the 4-letter Masons didn't so much see us as brothers, but Right Worshipful Richardson showed you.
Can you explain briefly what a 4-letter Mason is, just because for the brothers who don't know?
Accepted, free, and accepted Masons, generally the Caucasian Masons. But there's a joint acceptance. Right Worshipful Richardson showed you on the slides why Prince Halden had to petition, go all the way to, send a letter all the way to England to get their charter. So we did it the right way. But at some time, I mean, racism is what it is. At some time, they had to accept it. We did it the right way. So I would also like to also state that on your journey, if you decide to do this, do it only if you have the time. Masonry gonna be here. We don't expect you to have a perfect past. I don't have a perfect past. My first petition, I was denied. But I came back the next year, and they said, we voted you in because we knew you wanted it. And I shined. I did what this journey is a lifelong journey. You're gonna die. If you stay on this path, you're gonna die with an unfulfilled, you're not gonna even know everything. So it's a constant day-to-day journey. But you'll learn more and more the more you apply yourself. Also, I'll give you a caveat to be careful. If you do enter onto this journey, everywhere you go, you represent Masonry. So when you're in traffic and a person cuts you off, and you wanna do something negative, give them the finger or say something or curse them out, remember that you will represent Masonry at that moment. You go to the grocery store, the way that you treat your wife, the way that you treat your neighbor, or like he said, the brother that you don't particularly get along with. You're always representing Masonry. But lastly, before I finish, I know Brother David, is interested in Cartwright. Who was that other brother? Alright, so we do have representation. Again, I'm the District Deputy Grand Master, however, this is my senior warden. He's second in command of the law, so I'll defer to him at the end, and thank you for having us, brother.
Questions, any other questions? Yes, sir.
I guess I have a question about, do you have any examples you say about helping each other become better men? Do you have some examples as to what that looks like?
I'm gonna defer it over to Black Bush for, we've been in 100 years now. And since I spoke already, I'm gonna go ahead and.
So, I'm Brother Weaver, I'm a member here at Beehive Lodge, 66. A lot of these brothers, I've been around for a long time. I've been in, it'll be 33 years for me, August 21st of this year. I too, former military, retired Army, joined the military lodge, wanted to be a Mason once I realized what Masonry was all about. When I was a young child, unbeknownst to me, my deacons and pastors in the Baptist church in Dayton, Ohio, where I'm from, were Masons. And I used to always see them in the community, helping, elderly folks, delivering Thanksgiving and Christmas baskets, and just doing things in the community that, back in those days, you would expect, from African American community, we expect us to do. But those brothers kind of stood out. I mean, they wore their black and white suits, and I just thought they were just doing church work, and then I found out later on that, yes, they were a part of the church, yes, they were deacons, yes, they were pastors, but they were also Masons. And then when I got a little older and I understood what Masonry was about, and doing my research, it made sense. They modeled every entity that I wanted to model. They were in the community, they were upright men, they were Christian, they were good fathers, good husbands, good providers, good examples of just being a man, in a sense. So your question about how do we make men better, just like this, settings like this where we can actually converse with one another. Each brother in here has their own individual experiences in life. And me just talking to you, even though you're a lot younger than me, I can talk to you and kind of glean something and learn something from you, just like you can learn something from me. I know it was mentioned earlier that a lot of folks have learned something from our senior warden, Rudy Gray over there, but like I said, my oldest son and Rudy is the same age. And my son, I had two sons, one 36 and one 32, and even though I'm their father, they're still teaching me things. So the same way happens in Masonry. What we do is we strive to make ourselves better first. So as a Mason, what I do, like I said, I know that our district deputy stated that, you're a representation, and a lot of these other brothers stated that you're a representation of the worldwide organization, not just
the lodge that you join, you remember, so when somebody looks at you as a Mason, they're looking at the whole fraternity in totality, right? So what you wanna do is every day when you get up and you look yourself in that mirror, you wanna ask yourself, are you setting the example for others to follow? Most of us, if you see, we have on our polo shirts and we have rings on and we have ball caps. So I'm cognizant that every time I step out of my house and I wear something, that somebody's looking at me as an example of that organization, not looking at me as an individual. They're looking at you as a representation. And what you want to make sure that you're doing, just like all these brothers over here that are fellow crafts, master masons, you want to make sure that you're living up to everything that you swore to live by. So when we come in here, there's some obligations and things like that that you have to commit to. You want to make sure that you're living by those obligations. Good times and in bad times.
Okay, so we're past time, and I'm real stickler for being on time. So we started late. I arrived all 10 minutes, and I wanted to get y'all out on time. So I want you to ask some questions. I'm apologizing in advance that we went over. I apologize. That wasn't my intent.
I'm sure.
Okay. So if you guys are okay, we're basically done. I have one more slide. So if you have a question, give it to me quick, so we can give you a quick answer, okay?
One quick question. Do you necessarily have to be a Christian? Or can you be a Muslim?
You can be a Muslim, yeah, as long as you believe in the
Absolutely, that was it. Thank you.
I was just saying what I was, how I was raised.
Any other questions? Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, gentlemen, I appreciate your time. We have gone over a lot of stuff, so now here's a call to action. I want to go from information to an invitation. If you desire to go to the next level, right, you can come over here and see Most Worshipful Past Grand Master Leroy King, and he will start the process for you. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to email me or ask anybody. We're going to be here hanging out for a little while. So in a few minutes, I'm going to turn some music on. If you didn't get a chance to get a little snack, get a little snack, so I don't have to take all this stuff home. And feel free, right? Feel free to articulate your interests, or if you want to go home and think, we're not going nowhere, right? The whole purpose of this is to expose the community to who we are, what we do, and how we do it. That's what this whole entire open house is. And I want to end on this note. The whole idea of becoming a Maryland Prince Hall Mason, and not just Maryland, any jurisdiction, Masonry is not about a destination. You don't get anywhere. It's a lifelong journey of learning. Iron sharpening iron, getting better. Brother asked, how do we get better, or how do we help each other? So just to echo a sentiment that was shared, when we have meetings, we have lodge meetings, we have all type of events, but we also have leadership development time also, right? So if you follow us on social media, we're going to be announcing something that we're going to be doing for men. You don't have to be it's going to be a leadership development session, right? It's going to be a personal, professional leadership development workshop that we're going to open up to just men. Now, we have those type of initiatives within the organization as well. So we're intentional about shining bright and representing this time-honored institution that we love, known as Maryland Prince Hall. With that being said, again, you're invited. You want to see how we move? You want to see how we move? So your money goes to a good cause. The tickets, we're going to have a blast. And more importantly, you'll get to meet all of the brothers who were raised that morning. Right? So we're going to honor them. We're going to party. We're going to have a good time, some food. And I would love for y'all to come hang out with us. And your money supports the Prince Brand organization. Right? That helps us give back to the community through scholarships, We have scholarships. We partner with a school right across the street. We do tons of stuff in our community. So that's what we do. And I see you, Right Worship Countryman?
Yeah. Before we close out, can we just give Right Worshipful Reverend Richardson a hand for putting this thing together?
To that point about Representative Raines, when you see me, you see my brother. When you see them, you see me. I am my brother's keeper. I'm around Prince Hall, baby, all day long. And this is how we do it, right? This is how we do it. So now what I want to do is do a quick, you can take your phone and do this QR code and do this quick survey. Do this quick survey for me. It only should take 2 seconds. You can, there's a QR code at the end. Everybody see it? Everybody see the QR code? It's a clipboard at the end of the row. You can pass that around. Let me know when you get to it.